Okay guys, and welcome back to the channel, Keeping It Simply Solar. I'm excited, I'm happy. I want to give a shout out to every last one of my subscribers, all 6,000 of them. The other day I was excited because I was just about to cross the 1,000 subscriber threshold. And today I wake up and I got 6,000 subscribers. So I'm elated. Also, the views are somewhere like around 140,000 views. I even have one video that's got like 120,000 views by itself. So thank you guys. Like honestly, thank you. Thank you so much. You know the goal here is to take America off the grid one house at a time. So I'm gonna need you guys' help. You're gonna have to share the videos. You're gonna have to get these to the people that are afraid to deal with electricity, to deal with solar. They just have that innate fear in them because they was always taught like electricity can kill you. You can get killed walking your dog. Like you can get killed doing a number of things. So electricity is just one of the ways that you could die. The way you could die with electricity is not knowing how to manipulate electricity, not knowing how to deal with it and dealing with it in a dangerous way. So yes, it could absolutely kill you. I will not deny that. But it kills those who are careless or those who are unknowing, not those who absolutely know what they're doing and know to take precautions, because you are dealing with something deadly. It would be like dealing with a venomous snake without any gloves, cages, or anything. You just go in there with the snake with just bare hands, and yeah, of course, something bad is likely to happen. But again, 6,000 subscribers is crazy, and I'm loving it. Also, with my last build, I built the portable 7,200 watt generator, and this guy jumps in the comments and he goes, I really don't want to make him famous, so I'm not going to say his name, but he started his own DIY solar channel. He's got no subscribers whatsoever, just bad comments to leave. So he goes, well, only an idiot. No, I'm sorry. He said only a moron, and he spelled the M-O-R-E space on. Only a moron. Only a moron would think that you could put a 7,200 watt inverter on that battery bank and think it's going to last or work. And if you have to add other batteries, then it's not mobile anymore. So he's just like, I don't even know what's wrong with this guy. He's completely and totally stupid. His parents must literally have dropped him down the stairs. But anyway, anybody who doesn't know what 5,120 watt hours is, which equals 5 kilowatt hours. Well, what that is if you run 500 watts, you could run that for 10 hours. If you ran 5,000 watts, you could run that for 1 hour. If you ran 1,000 watts, you could run that for 5 hours. So yes, this thing does have a lot of longevity. It lasts a very long time. It got me through last night without any issues and the night before without any issues. And so without further ado, let's get into our generator. Thanks for joining me again. Thanks to all the people who subscribe. And for those who don't subscribe, please, just it takes a second. Just hit the subscribe button. Let's go. Thanks a lot. Okay, so anyone who visits this channel, watches it, has seen a couple videos, they know I absolutely obsess over my transformer. And the reason I obsess over this transformer is because I saw a future for it that probably a lot of people didn't see. So we're gonna get started on this transformer and what it does. No, this video is not about the transformer, but I just cannot leave out something this important. So with our transformer, what we have is this dryer plug. Now, this dryer plug is essential, and I knew it would be essential when I first started the idea, but I didn't put it together for a couple days. Now, this dryer plug goes into our 240, which powers the house. This cord here plugs into any inverter and turns the 110 going into it, 110 volts of AC going into it, into 240 volts of AC coming out of this transformer. So essentially, this is the heart and soul of what it is that we can use to transfer power to make it so that you can turn any small generator into something that can power your entire house. We're also gonna get more into the other solar station that I built, the 7,200 watt, and we're gonna get into the first solar station that I built that is compatible with this. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so let's bring out our guy. Now, I decided to give everything a name that we create. So, and because I'm such a Marvel junkie, I'm like a real Marvel head. I call this Mirmir. Now, Mirmir is Thor's hammer. If you ever watch Thor, he has a hammer, he reaches his hand out like this, and the hammer comes, he grabs it, that's Mirmir. Now, Mirmir is very powerful, and it is like my hammer, because anytime I need to power something, or I need the power to do something, old trusty, old reliable comes along and gets that done for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug in our 240 into our receptacle here. And that is now plugged into the house. However, our switches over here are not on, and our switch over there is not on. So we're going to turn those on after we plug this into our generator. So let's get that going. And just like that, I know it's crazy, but just like that, we have an operating system that is plugged directly into your house and ready to go. Now, this idea I got because I was using the dryer receptacle. And I figured, well, why not just put a dryer receptacle in the garage? And then you don't have to keep coming out to the laundry room to do videos to show how you can use the dryer receptacle. So this, in essence, is the same exact thing, just no dryer. Okay, so what happens is once I transfer the power from the house, which right now we're using the grid. Once I transfer the power from the grid, I'll be using this to push power back into the house, which will be coming from here, our inverter. Now, I don't know how many of you watch this video and wonder what this is, but this is my grid tie inverter. And what I use this for is, I don't know if I should say, but I'm going to say it anyway. I use this to put back whatever power I do use from the grid. So let's say I use 10 kilowatt hours of power because I was doing laundry for 2 days. What I would do is I would plug my solar panels into these two receptacles here, because it's got 2 inputs, and it can take up to 4,000 watts. So what I would do is I would power this long enough to put the 10 kilowatts that I use back into the grid so that that power is free. And then I would turn it off and not return any more power to the grid. But that is all I use this for. Basically, it's a re-up. I use it to re-up, okay? I put the power back that I've used and I bring it back to zero. So on their meter, the smart meter that's outside, it just basically says I haven't used anything. It doesn't reverse it, but it shows up as a negative number instead of a positive number, so they know that that's a deduction and not an addition. So I use it for that. I can't wait to see the comments about that. All right, so we're going to get started, and we're going to take the house off of grid power, and we're going to transfer it to our trusty old Mirmir. So let's get started with that. Okay, the power to the house is now off, but Mirmir is on and our transformer is on, and we're going to hit the switch to turn on our power from Mirmir. Hey, we're back, baby. Get him, Mirmir. Okay, so now that we have that on, it says that we're using, we're upside down here. It says we're using 1,049 watts, but that's going to go down as soon as, because when you first turn everything on, the refrigerator comes on, all of the, everything that you have that's electric that needs to power up to get itself ready is doing that. So it does that for a minute. And yeah, we're back. We're back. Okay. So we're using 217 watts, which is more reasonable, being that it's pretty much daytime and there's nothing on except maybe a couple TVs, maybe a TV. All right, so that's my baby. And for what it is that she can do, I want to say she is absolutely perfect. Now what I have is I have a 12 volt light that's hooked up that I'm going to keep on while I disconnect this and I bring in the big boss who doesn't need the transformer, which no shout, listen, shout to my transformer. I love you, baby. I want you to know that. And what I'm about to say next is it's not to be offensive to you. All right, but the other one that I built, because the inverter itself is 7200 watt and it's split phase, what it does is it splits the phase between 240 volts and 120 volts, and so it doesn't need a transformer to do that. The transformer is built into it. And again, that's not a slight to you. I love you, okay? But let's go ahead and get that started. So I'm gonna power this down, and the house is gonna go off, but I'm gonna leave this one remaining light on that's on the 12 volt so that we can still see what we're doing here. All right, so bye-bye. Wow, got quiet. Okay, so let's get this guy out of here. Come on, Mirmir. Okay, come on, baby. Good job. You showed them. And right now, it's time for the big boss. And the big boss will not wait. And there she is. She is the boss of all bosses, and she is ready to do the work. Again, this has a dryer plug. So this is going to fit directly into here and power it. So all we have to do is put our dryer plug in. Either receptacle, doesn't matter. We used that receptacle already. Let's use this one. And let's turn her on. And she should power the house. Gotta give it a second to warm up and, you know, do everything she gotta go through. She gotta go through a couple systems, do some system checks. There she is. And there we go. And all our power's on. So that's our 7200 watt inverter from Y&H. And I really do love this because, again, it has a transformer in it. I just love any split phase piece of electrical equipment that I can power something with, because it saves me so much trouble from having to downgrade from this thing or that thing and buy isolators, and you just don't have to. It's just, you either get 120 or 240, and it's kept that simple. And you know me, I love simple. I love to show people simple things so that they lose their fear for it. And we're going to be tearing this down. We're not going to do that in this video because I still have to go to work. But when I get back from work, I'm going to tear this machine down and show you how it was that I built it. I'm going to leave the link for the carrying case for the 4 batteries that are inside, which honestly I would just use a golf cart battery. Knowing the things I know now, I would use a golf cart battery, which I have several of those. I don't know why I didn't do it. I think I just wanted to use those batteries because I was so used to using them in that sequence for so long. But they fit perfect. So again, it's not even a problem. Plus the golf cart battery would have been moving around a lot in there until I found all of the right pieces to make it so that they couldn't move. Whereas these batteries, you add 2 pieces of styrofoam and they're stuck in place. So that was that. But yeah, I mean, I would make the video longer, but there's really nothing to make the video about. I mean, I could stress test it right now and we could see, like, what does it do when I turn the dryer on? Can it power 6,000 watts? You guys want to do that? All right, let's give it a shot. Okay, guys, I'm going to go turn on this dryer. And we're going to see if this 7200 watt Y&H inverter does what it says it does. I don't have anything to max out the 7200 watts, but I feel like by the time I get home from work, we'll figure that out. So we're going to go turn on the dryer, and we're going to keep our eye right here. Let me see what I can do here. We'll keep our eye on this, and it'll tell me if this really can do what it says this inverter can do. So let's go get started. I'm going to hit the button now, guys. Well, guys, it absolutely did it. It powered the dryer. I mean, it killed that battery faster than anything I've ever seen. We went straight down to 52.9 and doesn't seem to be recovering on its own, but we're gonna solo charge it. Look, solo. We're gonna solar charge it and get it back together again. And yeah, that's our video. So we know she can do 6,000 watts. We absolutely know that. Can she do 7,200 watts? Hey, look, we got to get that. That's got to be determined. So we're going to look into it and see if it can do 72. But so far, I'm going to say Y&H, I'm not disappointed. Thanks a lot for joining me, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.